I just now noticed that I didn't have my microphone turned on. Time to leave work, 4 o'clock in the morning. And we're still going strong on the fucking trades. Oh my goodness gracious, good golly gee, Batman, don't do that. When your broker kicks you the fuck out. Alright, the only thing that's going to go ahead and invalidate this trade for me entirely is if we have that fucking happen. Oh shit. Alright, we might want to get the fuck out of this trade, no lie. I don't want to see... Yeah, okay. I don't want to be able to go ahead and see this candlestick right here close above this one right here. I don't want to see that happen on both of these indexes. If that does happen, there's a very good chance that market is going to go ahead and look for a 5-minute retrace to the upside. That is not something that I want to be in for. If the market decides to go back up while my trade is going down, I'm losing. So what really got me into this trade was we had already swept out prior liquidity to the downside. We also gave, I'm pretty sure NASDAQ gave me, so NASDAQ gave me the break of structure to the downside, and after that we followed through with a positive retracement towards the downside. The only thing that I needed to go ahead and do after that was go into the 1 minute and then look for another break of structure to happen. And I got that break of structure right there with that red where that red arrow is. I got it with right there. But this second trade that I'm in, I'm pretty much just following suit with what I had. 5-minute break of structure, followed by equilibrium being respected, and now we had that 1-minute break. We're really just seeing if this holds. Really just wanted to see if this holds structure, or if ES really does want to start looking for more of the upside. The rule of thumb is I really got to be vigilant on this. Rule of thumb is when liquidity is swept. I might want to get the fuck out of here. Hold on. There's 11 seconds left on this candlestick. As long as this motherfucker doesn't actually close above, I already know NASDAQ is wanting to. As long as, fuck, yeah. We gotta go. So I can wait on that. I probably should get the fuck out of here now. Where do we hold out? Or do we hold out? Fuck. This is the iffy side of trading. Because I could go off of that 1-minute break of structure off to the upside. But what really does matter is this 5-minute break. If I get the 5-minute break, then there's a very good confirmation that price is going to want to continue towards the upside. Chances are being, though, sorry, you guys are going to have to look at front real quick. Can't see shit. We walked into a spider web. Fuck. Alright. As long as there's not much of a 5-minute retrace towards the upside, or I'm sorry, a break of structure towards the upside, I should be okay. Nonetheless, I really should be getting the fuck out of this trade. Just because of the 1-minute breaks. See if this shit actually does hold. I might actually just want to get the fuck out. Yeah, so if we break structure to the upside with this candlestick, then I'm for sure going. I don't care if it happens just on one of these indexes. I'm still fucking going. So ES is pushing, NASDAQ is following suit. As long as ES, or is it really? Yeah. So as long as ES doesn't continue on with the upside, we should be okay. What is that, 30 seconds left? Well, that's for the minute. I wanted the 5 minute. Oh, so I was looking at the 1 minute the whole time. Ain't that about some shit? I was really hoping that we were going to have a 5 minute candlestick. That's... Alright, that's kind of like... That's something I like to see right there. That big, gigantic wick towards the upside. This big-ass line towards the upside is really what I really want to be able to see. That right there is a confirmation that price already went ahead on the 1 minute and took out majority of this liquidity right here. All this right here. So it could have used that as fuel towards the downside, or there's going to go ahead and be, or that could have just been a fake out. That could have very well just been a fake out for people to be like, oh my goodness gracious, yes, that's the confluence I need. Price took out this liquidity, this liquidity, this liquidity. Now here we go to enter into the short. Price could have just set people up for that. Right now, we are walking towards the bus stop at 4 o'clock in the morning. I usually get off of work at like 2:30. But I gotta catch that 4 o'clock bus, and I don't feel like waiting outside forever, so I just stay at work. I look for my little trades here and there, and I try to take off right after. I really don't like being on my phone, managing the trade while on my way home. Hence why I waited at the job for so long to fucking leave. I usually would have been out of there at like 4 o'clock, but I wanted to make sure, oh my goodness gracious. I wanted to make sure that we were going to be okay. So this is what we're doing, huh? This is what we're doing. This is exactly what happened last night. This is exactly what happened last night. So two things could happen. Two things could very well happen right now. We can maintain structure towards the downside, and it would show that it wants to go somewhere, but the market wouldn't necessarily move anywhere, right? That's one option. That's one option. The other option of this is it follows through with what it wants to do, like what I just explained, but instead of looking for more areas towards the downside, it would just flip. It would just flip on a dime. I don't usually trade London hours just because of the volatility that's carried behind it. I really don't like it. I'm so used to New York market open. That usually has just about enough movement for me to be okay. London and Asia seem to go ahead and give off the more fucky moves to be had. Honestly, I might have just get out of here at TP1. I have two choices. I either have a choice to hold to this black line and then take out there, or I could let this bitch ride all the way down to TP2. But right now, we're sitting just above 90 bucks. And if we could go ahead and maintain this 5-minute structure to the downside on both of the indexes, there's really no reason to why we don't want to continue down lower. We have all these stacked up lows right here. Fucking spider webs. We have all these stacked up lows right here. As of lately, New York has been making that subtle move. It's not even subtle. It's not even subtle. Look at this. This gigantic move down is New York. So what I'm thinking is we might want to go ahead and at least tap in to these last TP levels to then have New York open to make that final move that I want. But I'm not staying up that late. I want to see what the market does off of TP1. Or the other option to this is I could close out. I could close that position once we finally hit TP1 and then look to enter into another trade. But honestly speaking, this is two trades that I won back to back. And on top of that, I pretty much made back the money that I lost today. So I don't know, maybe I want to be able to hold this, but at the same time, I don't want to be greedy. So we finally hit take profit 1. I might just want to hold. Unless I start getting, you know what? Yeah. If we could go down just a little bit more, I'll close out. Nope, we're out. See, I can't start thinking like that. Thinking like that, thinking in ways of like this could actually be the move that goes down more. The fuck was that? Is what really fucks me. Because I think it's going to go down more, and it has the possibility like it is. But when you're trading with a little bit of funds as I am, you don't necessarily want to continue on with the idea of this could hold. If your levels have already been hit, take out. And or manage your position enough to where at least break even is at play. For the people that don't know what break even is essentially saying that you are risk-free off from the trade. You have no money on the table to lose at that point. If you can manage your trade to break even and still be profitable within that sense, that's a win. Let me just continue on with the thought. If you could hold the break even and still be profitable, that's a win. If you can see that there are certain levels that the market wants to go to and it finally hits that level, take it out, consider it a win. But if you do all three of those things, right? If you do both of those things, and then have the market come back towards you and fuck you, you're now lost out of the money that you essentially risked. And on top of that, your mental capacity to trading is going to diminish. Like, what do I mean by that? That means the confidence that you had going into the trade and many trades that you've had prior to will just fade away, because you're going to start thinking like, this is bullshit. I can't do this. Like, this is working against me. I'm doing something wrong. You're going to have so many X factors that's going to be holding you back completely. So the best way to go ahead and combat that is by breaking even, taking out when you can on certain take profit levels, or just not taking the trade. And see, this is what I didn't want to deal with. You see how we just hit this certain level right here and then started to bounce off of it? That's a very good chance to happen. That's why I like to preach break even and or take profit off the table when you can. And manage your shit properly. Like, I could have just went ahead and managed this properly to where I didn't have to go ahead and close out. But at the same time, I don't want to deal with this retrace. I don't want to deal with that. So the confluences today were very textbook. This is like very textbook. We had, I know I already talked about this, but we're going to talk about it again. We had a break of structure. Market is still showing us that we're bearish. Market is showing us that we're still going down on NASDAQ. ES. Hold on. I don't like walking down this street with cars coming by. These motherfuckers out this way just don't give a shit. All right, so the market overall was showing that we were bearish on NASDAQ. ES, we got that very same structure with this candlestick right there, breaking to the downside. What that was telling me and overall was we're still respecting more of the downside. So what I'm looking for after that are simple 5-minute continuation and confirmations. My one confirmation comes into the form of a break of structure or a 5-minute inverse fair value gap. After that, what we did here was actually have the break of structure towards the downside. After the break of structure, we had a 5-minute retrace that showed us that price wanted to also take out liquidity towards the upside a little bit to then drop further lower. That came into the form of this 5-minute right here being taken out to then go lower. Here, pretty much the same thing, but without the 5-minute break. No, that's a lie. Right here. No. Yeah. This right here, this candlestick right here swept out all the 1 minute highs. Yep. It just took out all the 1 minute highs. All these right here, that's what took it out. And that's all I really needed. I just needed to see manipulation in that sense in the 5-minute when it came to my equilibrium to then look for a 1-minute break. I didn't go ahead and get that 1-minute break of structure, but I did go ahead and get the inverse fair value gap. I could have entered in right here off of this first inverse, but I decided to wait. I said, fuck it. This inverse fair value gap right here is what's going to show me that we're going to want more of that downside. We finally got that break towards the downside, and what do you know? Market just followed suit. Market just shitted itself. We had a little bit of a retrace back to the upside right here, but that's just the market being the market. We want, as traders, we want to be able to see pullbacks, but not such big of pullbacks that are going to go ahead and fuck, like completely take you out. 2 seconds, gotta cross the street. It's really busy today. Damn. This Wednesday is busy as hell. There's a lot of cars on the street today. Alright, well, that in a nutshell was my little tradey trade. Now let's see if we can go ahead and cross this street without getting hit. Fuck that, we running across. Alright guys, appreciate you guys for stopping by. The market itself is gonna probably go ahead and do some fuck shit now. So, I'm gonna let it do some fuck shit. I don't know. I was thinking about staying up until 8:30 to take my New York trade, but with me having to be at work at like 4, I'm good on that. So with that being said and done, I hope that everybody learned something off of this. I appreciate you guys for stopping by and hearing me rant. Love ya. See you later.